Okay, so I thought about what I was going to say for this video this morning, so I might not stay on topic. So generally, I go off on tangents. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use this cute thing, hi sweet girl, to talk about yelling at the door for guests, right? Um, uh, what else? So now I don't even know what supposed to be doing. Because as soon as I start this thing, man, my brain goes terrible. You're a good girl. Um, so with her, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the visitor food to the ground and disengage, right? So the visitor has to do it. Now you're going to want to practice this with Lila, right? Just you doing it, and it's going to be you putting the food, so that way she has something to fall back on when this big scary crazy thing comes in the house. And right, because it's when all that's going on, their head's going crazy, right? So if she has nothing to fall back on, she's not going to understand. It'll end up helping, right? But it's going to take much longer. So it's practicing for the situation as well as Waylon, get back here. Uh, and I should have got him on here while he was ready. I gotta watch him. He'd be in a butthead sometimes. Yeah, good boy. All right, so here's the exercise. The exercise is while you're at home, and for her, I'm going to say get it or okay every single time, because with her, I'm working on not getting food off the ground. That's other people's stuff. So she's got her own little set of issues that I'm trying to deal with. So in other words, for Lila, you don't have to say get it and okay. And a matter of fact, the more you talk, the less effective all the exercises are going to be, right? So with her, I need to though. So just imagine that there's going to be a couple things. You're going to imagine that Waylon is a guest that comes in the door, okay? And then you're going to imagine that I am not saying okay and get it. Ready? Come on. All right. So what you're going to do with her is you're going to pretend that you're the guest. Okay. And that's what the guest would do. Not looking at the dog, not talking to the dog. Okay. Right? So you're going for at the feet and then behind. Okay. Right? At the feet and then behind. So what? That one bounced back towards me. So what happens is you're teaching her to disengage from whatever it is. Come on. All right. By going away from the stimulus, right? So this is pressure. If I'm somebody that she doesn't know, I'm a scary thing. This is putting pressure on the dog, and that's what happens. Is people come in like, "Yeah, look at the puppy," right? And then the dog will be barking. They're like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm used to it." And they go, "Oh, hey, puppy, puppy," and they sit there and talk to the dog, and the dog's barking. The best thing to do is the person has to ignore them. All right. Okay. Let's do. Waylon, get on the bed. Good. So this is going to be one of you. This is going to be your guest. She wants to go wherever I point. Right. One of you is going to have the dog on the leash, and one person here, right here, sit, settle down. Right. One person is at the guest, and they're going to say, "Hey, guest, how you doing?" He doesn't take regular food. Oh, that's the other thing. Don't use regular food. You can use regular food while you're practicing this situation, but your guests have to have high value stuff, because the guest is the big scary crazy stimulus. Uh, if you're using regular food or like kind of blah treats or whatever treats you use all the time, hey, sit, sit. I shouldn't have told her twice. I should just use my pressure. They lose value when it's in a stressful situation. So you need something at least different or higher value, right? So when a person comes in, whoever greets the person at the door, is that's allowing this person into your intimate circle, right? So that's telling the dog, hey, we trust this person. You can settle the hell down, right? So this person's gonna go, hey, you know, how you doing? Yeah, I got a couple of treats. Would you mind tossing to the dog and behind the dog? And you can instruct the people before, but what you need to talk to this person, and then this person needs to not be looking at the dog, right? So this person is going to go. So this person is not looking at the dog. I'll let it get away with crap. So pretend that Waylon is the visitor. Sit, good boy. All right. So then this person that has the dog, you're going to be here and you're going to do this. This is important for resource guarding, right? So if the dog thinks they have to, if the dog thinks they're protecting you, or even if they just don't trust you in a situation, if you, one guy, he calls it plant your flag. You have the dog and you put your foot just in front of it. There's two things this does. One it does is it says, hey, you know, you're seeing that they're being accepted, and this right here means, hey, look, if something happens to mama, daddy, whoever's at the door, I got you. I got it. You just be safe. All right. So then, nope, get on the bed. So see, now I lost my train of thought because there's so much going on. So you're gonna step just in front of it. So two things can happen. If the dog goes forward, you can block him, right, with your leg, and you can use the leash, right, or just sit out. All right, good girl, right. And then, so let me tell this guy he's doing a good job, right. So then now the dog sees that person's okay, and then they say, hey, get on the bed. And then they see that you're in control of the situation if something happens over there, right? So now the dog barks. So the dog barks, then you're going to take and walk the dog out of the room, and say this is an alleyway, and you gotta break the vision, right? So if the front door is there and the hall is straight back, you got to go into another room, right? You have to go behind a wall. You got to break the dog's vision. So bark, 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 bark. You walk out, right? You take the dog away from the stimulus. Now, I've seen people say to have the stimulus leave. The problem with that is if a resource guarding dog or whatever is barking and the stimulus goes away, now we just reinforce the barking, right? So you can go ahead, buddy. You can go ahead. Thank you. Oh, how's that happen? You can stay here or you can go away. I don't care. Ooh. Quit getting in everybody's space, girl. She's trying to figure out how to get a cookie. Very food motivated, right? So, whatever distance this is, so say you have your living room and you're 15 feet away from the door when the person comes in. If the dog starts barking and you walk it out, you're going to come back to like 17 or 18 feet, right? So you're going to give them a little more space. Space is your friend when there's something scary. Distance is your friend, right? So say you come out and you go out of the room, this would be considered negative punishment, right? You're taking her away from the opportunity for a reward. What's her opportunity for reward? Barking at the person and the person going away. That makes her feel good. So that's a reward, right? So say you come out and you walk back in, say this is 20 feet. If she starts barking immediately, you just walk away. Don't say nothing, just walk back out, right? And then you should be able to start coming in and then taking a couple steps, right? But you don't want to go all the way up to the person. This person is going to have to ignore the dog, right? They can't be like, oh, I'm a dog person, I can be their friend, until the situation gets better, right? So once she quiets down, so say now you've done this a bunch of times, right? And then she's cool. The other thing you're going to have to do is like by your bed, or your bed, by your couch, have her a bed or a floor mat or something that she can go sit on so your guests can come in, right? So now everything's cool. You've done out of the room 2 or 3 times. The person has thrown food to her, kind of behind her, right? Oh, I forgot to tell her, okay, right? So this is the important part. She has to go away from the person, right? So say she quiets down and the person comes forward. Well, now we're adding pressure. She's probably going to react, right? So you want to throw now. For some dogs, this food ain't going to do nothing, right? But it's worth a shot. If it works, it's the best way to go, right? So say the person comes in. Say you've gone out a couple of times, and now she's not barking when you come back in. The person can then throw food for her to disengage again. I forgot to say okay, and then you can go sit down on your couch. And ideally, you would have taught her go to bed or place whatever kind of command you want. Like for him, it's go to bed. Oh, she's go to bed too. Good boy, right? So ideally, pretty good. Okay, break. So for my other dogs, I do place like a couple other dogs. Whatever, the word doesn't matter. It's whatever you work it. Okay, there's a tangent, right? So you're gonna have her go to whatever spot it is, right, next to you, away from the person. You want space in between you and the guest. Now, after a bunch of times, she should start not caring, right? So, and different people, right? If you have somebody that really wants to help you, right? They'll come in and you'll have a good, and then they can go out again, wait outside for 5 minutes, and then do it all over again. That's an ideal thing. It can be kind of hard to get people to help you with that, but you might have somebody that's like, oh, I'd love to help you with that. So that's, and it's kind of the same thing outside, right? So say you're walking. Come on, girl. Say you're walking and you see somebody outside. It's the same thing. This is your friend, right? And you just stop and put your foot in front of her, right? And say, hey, blah, 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 right? So it's the same thing if you're leash walking. If she starts barking, the same thing. Hey, hold on. Break it. If she keeps looking back, you keep going, right? When she stops looking back, then you can go back, right? Now, it's harder outside to like give somebody food, but say she's not barking, you walk up and you can do the same thing. Shake hands. Here, would you mind tossing some food to her and whatever, right? Help with training. Then you can give her 2 or 3 treats. That person can then again throw the food behind. If she starts to come up, you're just blocking, right? So it would be, hey, okay, right? So say she starts to come up and you're talking to this person, she starts to, hey, you're a good dog. Oh, say now she's disengaged and she wants to come back, you're just going to step your foot right back up. If she tries to come past, you're just going to use your leash pressure and your foot. What else was I supposed to talk about? So that's kind of the same thing. If you want to see somebody out, talk to somebody outside. The key is this person. No talk, no talking, no looking at. And then taken out, and then I don't know what my thoughts about correcting that situation. Either way, you want to get some knowledge first, so that would be down the road. That would be after a bunch of repetitions. I tend to not want to correct too soon, because if we can, this is called counter conditioning, right? They're scared of whatever this is, so that thing throws a bunch of stuff and makes it not a hey, my guy. What's the other one? Oh, the kid's working, right? So say you go, hey, say there's a piece of food over. Say you're going for a walk, right? Have the kids start walking her. One leash is here for the kid. Leave it alone. All right, so the kid has one leash and you have the other leash, right? And the kid's going to be the main one. You try to keep your, oh, good girl. All right. So, it's like, what the hell's going on here? Right? So the kid has the main leash and yours is there for safety. Right? And if you guys are doing some obedience work, I don't know what she knows. If she knew anything before me, because I only had her for 2 days, I couldn't tell you. And then if you guys have been doing some work, if you haven't been, you should start. Leave it. Nope. All right, let's see. Good girl. Here, go on the bed. Both of you can fit on there, huh? It's good dogs. Look at her. What else were we talking about? Hello. Okay, break. Come on. So even if, have them start doing food work with her, right? Ready, sit. Good. All right, break. Sit. Good. So the more they're feeding, ready, heel. Good. The more if they're doing some feeding, that's going to start helping, right? So they're doing food work. Good. Now, obviously, she knows all this stuff. Down. Good. Hey, heel. All right. So get the kids to start walking and doing food work as long as they don't have. Dang girl. Yeah, man. Cold weather came in. I was in shorts in the cutoff this morning. Ready, sit. How's it going, man? Good. All right, we'll see you. Yeah, he's 15, almost 16. Yeah. All right, let's go. Right, so if the kids start holding the leash while you're walking, have them start doing food work with her. I would like to see them play because that's a good way to bond. I'd be worried about the exuberance of her play because I don't know her well. But I mean, hey, if she chases the ball, have him throw the ball. I probably wouldn't do any tugging because we're having problems with her being mouthy with the kids. Man, tugging is such a great way to teach her how to use her mouth properly. I'd be worried about trying to teach the kids as well as her at the same time. You were such a good dog. You're gonna take. Did she get it? God dog it. So see, she has a problem when food's by somebody else. Good girl, right? She'll go in and get that food. Now we've been working on that. I took a few corrections. What we talk about? We talk about the visitors coming over. We talked about, right? So she's got to disengage from the thing. If she barks, you take her out. And the earliest of the bark that you can get, everything with the dogs are a pattern, right? So if you get her consistently at 2 or 3 barks, where that's when you get out, ideally you get after 1 bark, that'll become the pattern. She might just go bark and then shut up and look at you, right? Which is okay. 1 bark's okay. It's like you said, she goes on and on and on and doesn't shut up. So you've got to get her breaking the shutting up. She's got to stop practicing going on and on and on. You do that by taking her away. Um, I don't know what else. Oh, you know how I can tell? I can tell by looking at your message. Every once in a while, I have a brain fart and I think about stuff. I'm not good enough at this. Making videos by myself. I'm good at talking to people, but not talking to this. All right. Negative punishment is going out. Okay, the room. Male guests. If the male guest interacts with the others calmly, she can see that the men are. Oh, that's me talking. Oh yeah. So that's the other thing. You want ideally the person coming in isn't like, "Hey buddy, what's going on?" Woo! Because that's the energy that's now you can work up to that, but initially when trying to get her to settle down with this stuff is you're gonna want every interaction has to be calm to start with, right? So then she can say, okay, this person's not trying to get mom and daddy. This, you know what I mean? So it makes it where she doesn't feel like she has to protect because the energy is balanced. She sees that you guys are in control. Uh, if there's an issue with the dogs and food, I would put the other dogs up and do just her alone. Now, um, sometimes this can go both ways too. Um, if the other dogs interact with the guests, you know, and it goes good, then she can see, okay, my dog friends think this person's okay, so the person's okay, right? Now it could be the opposite. The opposite could also happen. Like she acts crazy sometimes. So Waylon started being crazy in certain situations that he never was. Waylon's always he's my dude that's just about everything, right? Um, but there's been a few situations where I'm trying to work on her settling down, and I think I kind of feel like he's seeing that she's getting attention in those moments, right? So she's crazy, and I'm like, but I'm still kind of there with her instead of taking care of him. So, so the opposite can happen too. The bad behaviors, the calm, good dogs can see the bad behaviors and pick that up. Let's see what else. I think, I think I got it. I was not very linear with it, but I think I got it. Kids with the double leash, have them start working. Okay, yeah, stay off the couch. I could have hit pause while I did this, right? Um. So, oh, that's the other thing. So say you're standing there and the dude's ignoring her, and then or whatever, it comes in and she's barking right away. He can still throw food initially. You can even still throw food then, um, because that's going to change them wanting to bark, right? We'll do like this. Let's see what else. How's it going, man? Doing good, thank you. Let's see. Probably should hit pause while I was there. That would have been the smart thing to do, right? I think I've gone over all this. Hey, look, how do I just make it where I can see everything? I think he was kind of worried about Waylon. Waylon won't go say hi to anybody. Waylon, come here. You're a good girl. So I think I got it. And I think I took too long. I was not very linear because I don't do good that way. Or I should say I don't do good with the videos. I do good with action, I think. explaining what I'm doing. I don't do good instructional. That's the word I'm looking for. I think I got it. Man, the biggest thing with everything for me is is the energy with which stuff's going on, right? So if people come in, the dog's going crazy. If you then start yelling at the dog and freaking out, you're just adding energy to the situation that you're trying to make like this. You're trying to get the situation to be like this, and if the dog's barking, going, "Hey man, shut up now!" You're just adding to it, and the dog doesn't hear what you're saying. Hold on, girl. Oh, hold on. I think that's good enough, right? Dude, hold on, girl. Impulse control. Oh, we ain't got none of that?